everyone, welcome to another Let's Play. I am JWall and today we are looking at Stonehearth. Stonehearth is a new game. As you can see or tell, this is the early preview look at the game. This is in Alpha 4. You may have seen on my channel already that I've done a first Alpha 1 release video and then I did a 2 on Alpha 2. I missed Alpha 3 because it didn't really add a lot, or at least I didn't see anything new. So we have Alpha 4. Alpha 4 is an amazing new update on this game because a lot's more been added, and we can see that during the patch notes. So I'll just quickly open up to see what's been added into the game. So they have the footman, which is the basic combat, so you can have a soldier or a couple of soldiers in the game, which you couldn't have before. You can make the swords and the shields, but you couldn't actually use them at all. But now you can, which is cool. And basic combat, so we actually do get raids and everything else like that, which undergo, but it's all rough at the moment, as it says up there. So it's not what will happen in the main game. Building design, so you can actually design and build your own buildings instead of actually building a small house where the roof doesn't get built. In this one, houses do get built, which is very cool. Bear in mind, everyone who is looking at this now, in 2014, August 2014. If you buy the game, you won't probably get what you're seeing here, only because it is the preview version, which I happen to help Kickstarter, so you know, bear that in mind. But the game itself will be amazing when it comes out. New GUI, so it's a lot easier to look at your citizens, what they're doing and everything else like that, so you can manage them more. Caravans, so caravans have entered the game, and there's lots of bugs, and everything that goes wrong can go wrong, which is awesome. In the last game I played of this, my citizens, when running, they were running at a snail's pace. They wouldn't go anywhere very fast. But there you go. So, I would continue a game. Should I load? I'll quickly load a quick game of what you can see. So this one bugged out, so I'm not going to be playing this again, but this is just to quickly see about what the game is like. However, I will have to exit the game and come back in, so there will be a cut when I start the new game. So as it loads, nice little loading screen designs here of a rock golem by the looks of thing with a tree on it. I just love the music in this game. If you can hear the music, then it's lovely. You know, if you don't get the game for the game, get it for the music. I don't understand why you would, but hey. So let it all load and render. So here we go. So the game hasn't really changed, apart from it's a lot more smoother in the movement, which is very nice indeed. And this is kind of what you can do. You can build custom walls, farm plots, more stockpiles and stuff like the carpenter there is building more. Is some windows. You have to construct the items in before they get placed into the buildings, and here is the buildings. So they are currently building this one, but again they are at snail's pace. They normally walk a bit faster than that, so you have to build the doors and everything like that. But that's what it looks like. It's a complete house, a very basic house. And what you can do is you can actually drop the building sizes and stuff like that, which is very nice and actually see inside. So I have a bed inside of this one, very neat. And if you're wondering what that ladder's for, they haven't built a window there. And another thing you can do now is before, if you landed on a level, you couldn't get to another level, whereas on this one you can actually build a ladder and they're able to get onto the next level, which is very nice. But I'll talk a bit more about everything else. I just want you to see about what you can do in the game. This is like very beginning of the game, you can't go on. So yeah, be right back for another playthrough basically, and then we'll start right from scratch and I can show you the ins and outs of the game so far. So 1 second. So here we are, we're back. That was very quick, wasn't it? No cut through, just a very quick cut, completely no fade or anything. I will learn to do those sort of things in the future, but hey, for now, let's begin with the game. So, as normal, to start a new game, you click on new game and stuff like that. So you can have quick start, where you just randomly start the game somewhere, load the game, which you already saw, and then start a new game. There's not much in the way of new settings which were added from the last time. Of course you can do full screen, but it requires a restart. I've currently got it in windowed mode because it runs a little bit better, and all that jazz. So yeah, there's not much. Can't sort out sound here and everything. But that's all in due time. All in due time. And yeah, same as every kind of alpha. Buttons don't work. Pardon the cancel. Roll. Okay, so let's carry on with a new game. So again, you carry on, you end up loading up a randomly generated area, which is quite nice. Can actually move around. So these green blocks are kind of vegetation, so that just shows you the thickness of the vegetation and where it is. It's in the foothills, which you can see. So this is the ground floor, this is a hill, this is a more hill, and so on. These are mountains. Then you have some dirt areas. Basically, they're just holes in the ground with dirt in it. There's no grass. But that's really all you get. So I can start all the way up here, but then I'll have to climb all the way down to get to the trees, and that wouldn't be very good. You know, you can start anywhere on here, but the best place is to start in the plains, next to trees, so you can cut them down. That's the idea. However, I do tend to like to be next to the cliff and build next to a cliff. At least then I'm a bit more safe from attackers coming at me from all different directions. So I might actually start here. It says spares, but you never know. And you don't actually have to start where you actually do. So I'll talk about that in a minute. So yeah, I can choose it embark here, or if I'm not happy with that location, I can choose somewhere else. But I am happy with that location. What it has is sparse vegetation, which it doesn't matter because you can just send your villagers to go everywhere. And how much wildlife is common wildlife, so that's like rabbits and squirrels. Let's go! I apologise if the music is louder than my voice. I have sorted that out, but I'm still looking towards getting a new microphone. But unfortunately for me, that will cost money, so I have to work for it. Oh, bit of a glitch there. So welcome, this is Stonehearth. So it just basically gives you an introduction whenever you start the game. I don't know if this is going to continue on into the final piece, but yeah, it just quickly shows you the tutorial on how to move the camera. You can use the Q and E keys, or you can use the right mouse button, and then it shows you how to move from side to side. So you can hold the spacebar in and then move, or you can use the WASD keys. And then to rotate the camera, you can use the Q and E, or you can hold the right mouse, and it will rotate and go up and down, which is very nice. Of course, you can also go out, zoom out, so you can see a much wider area. So it's very nice. Like, the landscape is really well done in this game, and the look of it is lovely. And of course, as you can probably tell, it is blocky. So the game is designed on blocks. So you know, it's a bit like a Minecraft, almost blocky game, but the only reason why I say Minecraft is because everyone knows what Minecraft is. Even though block games were around before then. Where was I to? Ah yes, here. Cool. So in order to actually start, you need to place your flag. So this is your banner. If you click on this, you drag it around. Ta-da! And then you find a place, and then your villagers will just pop up around the flag. This is also the meeting area for when you get travelers and things like that. But we don't need to know that yet. So I'm going to pluck it right about there. And ta-da! All my villagers have arrived, and I get to name my settlement. Helperton. What a name. You know, I'm not going to fiddle around with it, but yeah, you get to choose whatever name you like. Helperton. It's a bit of a weird name, but I'll keep it. It'll do. Yo, so welcome to Helperton. So let's pause the game, and then before we carry on, we can talk to you about this. So these are your villagers. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to begin with. I think you used to get 6, now you get 7, which is very cool. These are your starting tools. So you get a knife, which is for a trapper, and then you get a saw, which is for a carpenter. Now, in order to get more tools, you need to have the carpenter to build certain tools, and then I think later on you get to metalsmiths, and then you get better tools, just like that. Start off with 2 bits of wood. Why you start off with 2 bits of wood, I don't know, but you do. And that's it. You don't get any food or anything, so you need to find and forage for food. And I haven't actually started in a good place for food, because guess where I'm not near? Berry bushes. Ah, there's some up here. That's cool. I can probably build a ladder with my wood, and then I can go up and collect some of that. But that's what the trapper's for. So yeah, you can't really do much with your citizens so far. If I click on it, I can't look at it and stuff like that. About what he is. What I used to be able to do when I was all the way back in Alpha 1. You know, you can see the farmer, you can see his skills, you can see his emotions and everything else like that. You can't do that anymore. Maybe they'll add it later on, and this is just to test out certain things, but can't currently do that. Sorry if you can hear knocking. I have a little pair of headphones as my headset, because my actual headset is now broken, and I'm just using the microphone. It's all gone wrong in the wall house, I have to admit. So you can assign jobs via this way. So you can choose what job you want him to do, and he'll go and collect out his tool, and then go and do that. And then obviously you can see the other ones. We have a farmer, footman, and then a weaver, and we'll get onto those ones later on. This is a fireplace, so this generally doesn't really have a purpose apart from it's a meeting area. During the night they'll sleep around it, and thank you, VP. Thank you, VP, completely. So yeah, they'll sleep around it, and then during the night they'll light it, and it has a really nice kind of glow. So the lighting effect in this game is really well done as well. More about what you see. So obviously it's paused. We have a pause, play, and speed up, so you can fast forward the game. So if you need something done really quickly, then you can quickly do that if you have nothing else to do. This here, notifications, so if a caravan has arrived, then you can see it pops in there. If a traveller randomly arrives, it pops in there. I don't think if you get attacked you have a notification, but we'll see. We'll have to see. This is your kind of timer. It's a day and night cycle in this game. So currently it's daytime, and then it gets nighttime later on, which is, you know, obvious if there's a day cycle. And then that just shows you how much of the day you have left. When that becomes full, it turns into a moon, and then you have, I think it's 1, 2, I think it's 4. So you have a longer day cycle than night cycle, which is cool because you can't really do much at night because everyone goes to sleep. Here, as I already showed you, you can change the vision of the buildings. Here is the defense. So when you get a military, then you can choose to rally your workers to defend the town, or you can rally all your people and everything else like that. So it's pretty cool. I've not done anything with this button yet, so we'll explore that later on. Maybe there won't be a bug, but we'll see. Here we can sort out our crafting. So if we have certain craftings, so such as the carpenter's workshop, and maybe even later on you might get a metalsmith's workshop, armor workshop, or a leather working workshop or something. There's a weaver, so I expect there to be something to do with cloth. You can manage everything there. Very cool. And then this is your citizens, so I can see the current workout for my citizens. So they're all idle at the moment. They're not doing anything. I haven't asked them to do anything. You can see what they are. So if they were a footman, if they were a farmer, then it would show up here in a symbol. And then you get the names of them all. So I have Devona Umbro, Ela Corridor, Rain Grail, Brom Frammer, Campton Jondal, Alton Tenter, and Orsa Grau. Yes, I have murdered those names completely, but you can see what I mean. I don't think you can rename them yet, and I don't know if that's going to be something in the future. It might be quite nice, because I know in Dwarf Fortress you can rename all of your dwarves, and it's quite cool, because then you can have people you know in there, and then if they die horribly, you can say, oh, apparently you're going to die on this date, la da 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 da, and it's going to be to a goblin stabbing you. Anyway, so again, you can still promote people from here, but I'm not going to do that. But this just kind of shows you what they are, what they're going to be doing in the future. So if you're wondering why you have idle people, on here you can see who's idle, and then maybe get them to do something. Moving along, we have the town info. So I have the name. This is what it is. This is... I don't know what these are currently. I think that's a strength or something. I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't really give me any hints at all to what that is. Net worth. So yes, your town has a worth. Like any game, when your town gets nicer, it gets more points, and people might end up wanting to visit your town or even move into your town. So yeah, the net worth is what attracts people and attracts caravanners. Of course, that is obviously what attracts the enemy as well. So if you want a really cool game where you get no people coming along, just don't do anything, but your people will starve. Overall happiness towards everyone. So obviously you make them happy, they get happier, they work better. Food is a very important thing in this game, and I tend to run out of food quite quickly, so make sure you start farms earlier on. But yeah, that just kind of shows you how much food they are, how everyone is happy with their food, and everyone's happy with shelter, so you can give them all homes. You can allocate a home to someone, but they'll all sleep inside of a home. You know, so you can make a big dorm, and that's where they'll sleep. It's a lot easier. So there's notices as well, but we haven't got anything, but it's in a nice little book format. Then here we have the designs. So this is where I was talking about earlier about building a house. So we have the placement of a ladder, which I'm going to do straight away. And I've ruined that already. Let's try that again. Ah, I see now. It's a little ledge, so I'm going to do it there. It's easier. Damn you, ledge. Oh yeah, right click to exit. Alpha, it won't work properly. So yeah, you can build a ladder, and that gets you up certain levels, so you can go to different levels. Placing items, so later on when you build items, they'll be in your stockpile, and you can place them down anywhere, obviously within reason. And then you can... That's bugged. So that happens quite often, so the label will come up and it will bug your game, but hopefully, click on the mouse, it goes away. Then the next thing, which is the best part, is you can build and design your building. I'm not going to do it yet, but yeah, so we can... You need to lay out the floor, which is almost the foundations. Then you select the wall, what material you want it to be used as. Same with here, you can get a different style for the floor if you want it one colour, nice colours and all that jazz. Then you just select what material you want to use, so you can get stone and wood. Stone, and you can harvest them, and then you can select that, click on the foundation, and then the walls will automatically go around the whole entire thing. You can't really build internal wall structure at the moment, so I probably wouldn't try unless you make the foundations as such with gaps for walls. Then we get to the roofing, which is very cool and easy to do. Sip of my tea. So what you don't need to do is you don't need to manually select where to put every block, because that will take time. So what you do is you select what material you want it to be: light wood, you want it to be soft wood, dark wood. You select where you want the position of the slope to be, so you can have west and east, or you can have it north and south, or you can have it north, south and east, or you can have it north, south, east and west. Yeah, so you can have a point, or you can a pyramid roof, or you can have just a flat roof. It's very easy to do, very easy. And then you can choose how high you want it to go, which is very nice indeed. So you can have a bit of customization to what houses will look like, you know. So you can make a nice Tudor pointy house, or you can make a flat modern bungalow, as it were. And then doodads, yes, that's what they've called it. and doodads. So what doodad is kind of all the stuff which go on the house, so the doors and the windows. You can't build anything in the house, you have to manually place it yourself. But that's kind of the design, and then we get to stockpile, so you can place a stockpile, which I will do now. So you just click, drag, stop, then it gets at this one, which is your stockpile. I don't think you can rename it, that's just something there. And then you get all the resources inside of that stockpile. So this is going to be a general one for the moment, and everything's going to go in there. So they'll start running around and moving things in there and all that lot. And you can change it so you can get rid of the wealth and put that somewhere safe, like guarded by minions. You can have one specific for weapons, specifically for food and all that jazz. But I'm not going to hassle with it. It's just, that's a stockpile. Then we got farms. I'm not going to do farmers yet because you need a farmer later on. But yeah, you can allocate a farm zone and then a trapper. So the trapper, in the original alpha, you had to manually macro the trapper, and I don't think a lot of people like that one. I mean, I personally thought it was going to be you select them where to go and they'll just do it. The AI will take over, but then you had to macro it. So now what they've done is you literally click on here, you click on an area you want them to trap, you drag and drop it, or you drag it to a big area or small area depending, and the trapper will automatically go over. He will use resources, so you have a constant supply of wood, and then he'll start placing traps, and then the animals, which I'll find some in a minute, will automatically go over, have a look, and trap themselves. Some of them are cheeky and they actually trigger the trap without getting caught. I have seen it done. It's pretty neat. So that's kind of it. Let's get out of that one, and then harvest. The final one is the pretty easy one. You can't just click on something and harvest it like you used to. Now you got a huge drag and drop thing. So what we can do is I have a nice big selection of materials here called trees and a bit of stone. Drag and drop. Ta-da! Everything there has been allocated for harvest, and the AI will automatically choose a job, prioritize it, go and do it. You don't have to manually select which one's good to do what and everything. But yeah, that's cool. So let's start, shall we? I may find other things to talk about. Ta-da! So he's off to go and build the ladder. Being the job, given the job already, but the reason why we're doing that is to get the easy food access up here. I might get someone to do the trapping as well, because food is important and you run out quite quickly. And because we've got 7 villagers and not 6, having 1 out means I got 6 villagers. Even numbers. So these plants are silkweed bundle, so I believe you can make thread. Ta-da! So you need a loom for that. We'll get onto that later on. And I don't think they destroy themselves. They will just, yeah, they'll keep regrowing themselves, which is very cool. Before you used to be able to clear stuff, but now you can't. How's he going with the ladder? Ladder has been built. Oh, traveller. So here we are. Something new. So what you can do is randomly people will come along and they'll say, "Oh, you guys look really cool," and he'll want to join in. So he says, "You guys really look like you could use some help. Here, the traveller would like to leave you 3 baskets of berries." Oh, that's very nice of him. So this traveller's come along and from somewhere, don't know where, and he's going to drop off some materials for us. This is something we really need. It's food. So yeah, travellers are very nice people. Accept, and randomly 1, 2, 3 blotches of berries. So you don't see them come from the map edge, they just appear and will drop things off for you. I think it's the same with caravans. You don't see them come along because you don't see them. So maybe later on they'll add that in, but for now though they just pop up and you accept it. Very nice. Random things that happen in the game. Ta-da! So a good thing to start off with now is I will probably, yeah, I'm going to get the trapper going, and I'm going to assign him as the trapper. So who is that? Stop running away, I'm trying to click you. Brom. He is Brom Frammer. Bromframmer, our only blonde citizen. That's the first blonde citizen I've seen in the game. So yeah, each citizen is completely different. They look the same, but they're not. Their hairstyles are different. Although, yeah. Moving on. So the trapper is going to be Bron. So this is, you click on the item on which you want someone to be selected to do. Click on the scroll because it's kind of like the contract. And it shows you the contract. So in honor of steadfast efforts and resilience, we hereby advance. So it's almost like a promotion. We are going to advance Bromframmer. It is an F, Frammer. On the day. So that is the day. I don't know where the date is in this game. I don't think there is. So you might be able to find out later on. Click. Approved. He'll go and collect it. It'll go and spin in the air. And then for some reason he'll just try and catch it. Ta-da! And he has new clothes. So he is our dedicated trapper. So I will go and select where he's going to go. But for now though, let's watch this. Ta-da! Oh! Of course, wood is a resource, and there's a lot more in each bit. There you go. Isn't that lovely? Lovely light and effects, flicker of the fire. So you can get them all to work during the night, but generally they'll all just sleep. So I'm going to wait just a little bit, and I'll start getting them to do stuff. So let's fast forward it. Go on. But you can see this game is lovely. The music has changed now. It's now into the nighttime music. So if I just quickly stop talking. Good soundtrack. And obviously the sky, you have stars in the sky. Very nice. So just like in Dwarf Fortress of the game is you have a boundary, so you cannot go past it. Of course, in Dwarf Fortress it goes miles in that direction, down. And if there's a mountain, then you go up. But yeah, you have a randomly generated section of a world that you can build in. You can build anywhere. Another cool thing is, so we've built a ladder up here, and the man has obviously run up here so we can see forever. So if you get someone to run off in a direction, they'll run off and they'll leave a trail so you can see it, which is very nice. And I'm getting frame rate issues. That's because I'm fast forwarding still. Oh, so it's not 4 sections of. It is a bit more. Let's click play. Hoping for the game to calm down. So ease up, game, ease up. Oh, there's a bug. The fire's gone. This has never normally happened. Normally have good frame rate. So what this bar is here is it kind of is the statistics of the game. So because it's alpha, it just kind of shows you how it's coping. All the workers are 100% idle, so none of this is really sorted out. Native tasks are kind of normal tasks. Pathfinding is their general pathfinding to a task. Just nice things to know. So, has it sorted itself out? Yeah. So just nighttime decided to ruin me. Okay, so we've gone through the first night, and I've spoke to you about almost everything that I know of so far. I hope this has been useful. I'm gonna continue playing this game, and hopefully we'll find a few new things. But if you found this interesting, go on to the next video. This will be in the playlist for you guys to watch. Obviously the first video will be out before the second video. It'll be out the next day. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoy this game. I certainly cannot wait for this to be released, and I'm so glad I backed it on Kickstarter. If you haven't seen it already, then go on to you know, this is made by a couple of guys from Radiant Entertainment. They were two guys who came up with this idea, then they ended up hiring some new people and moving offices. They're an American company, and on every Tuesday they do live streams and they talk to you about the game, and they do kind of different show throughs, and they'll showcase new little things which are added into the game. It's very cool, and you can learn a bit more about the blockiness of it and how they design all the characters. So yeah, go and check it out. It's Stonehearth, which you can obviously have seen in the beginning, but if you can't spell it, I'll try and put a link in the description if anything. I'm actually pointing as I'm talking here, but obviously you can't see that because it doesn't make sense. So yeah, please check it out. This game looks amazing. Bearing in mind, if you do buy it, you probably won't get the access to what I have so far. This is sneak peek stuff. Look forward to seeing you in the next video, or at least in the next episode, where I continue on and build a little town in Stonehearth. Thanks guys, see you again.